What's faster, a train or a bike?
Now, on an 18-hour day of riding, does that make a difference?
No, I think the bike probably goes faster then because you want to get back home.
Maybe, we'll see.
Good morning.
So, packed up. This is lovely Loch Garten.
Loch Garten.
Loch Garten.
Very peaceful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So we are all packed up. And where did you say we're going today?
Well, we weren't sure last night what we were going to do today exactly. So last night we had a look while we were in the tent, and we're going to go up to Thurso. So past John O'Groats up to Thurso, and then a little bit past it, and then we're going to come down the middle of Scotland, the middle of the Highlands, sort of snake our way back and go towards Ullapool, then Fort William, and then sort of come back on the western side back to the northeast of England. So it should be about 650 miles.
It's ambitious.
It's ambitious. It's 10 to 18 minutes.
We are aware it's ambitious. We were going to set off much earlier.
Yeah.
However, apparently packing up a tent takes some actual time. So, who knew? But we will see some lovely sights today, I hope.
We'll do half of the NC 500, the North Coast 500, and then we'll come down the middle, which we know we've been once down the middle, but not that road before.
Right.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you don't often see Scotland when it's warm.
No.
So fingers crossed it is warm, because at the moment my hands are numb.
And it's going to be between sort of 18 and 20 degrees later on today. So blue sky as well. So it should be lovely.
Wish us luck, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Bye. Now, first of all, I would just like to quickly apologise to anybody I may have offended with my lovely pronunciation. As people have already pointed out, I already struggle with the English language, having lived in England all of my life, some 40 years. I struggle more with Scottish. But I do try. I just can't get there.
Say Loch.
Loch.
You do struggle with that, don't you?
I do struggle with that. I haven't got the in my voice.
So this is day 2 of the wild camping trip. Day 1, if you've seen the video, we went from the northeast of England, County Durham, to Loch Garten. It's sort of 20 miles south of Inverness, and we wild camp and stayed in a tent, had a very uncomfortable night, as in really uncomfortable, and then decided the route on the night, which is what we're doing now.
Did you wild camp though? I hear not.
Well, you were there, you know we did. I take sleeping in a tent without facilities, under the stars, out in the open, with the benefit of still being able to see the bike close by. That's wild camping to me.
Good enough for me, I think.
Yeah, there's no definition that says wild camping is a half-day hike or a full-day hike and then sleeping in a tent.
We got the sea view, the Loch view for free.
We did.
The Loch view room for free, whether it was wild or semi-wild.
It wasn't a hotel. We didn't have Wi-Fi. So we're in Inverness at the moment. We've just had some breakfast at McDonald's and a coffee. Charge up the batteries for the camera. And,
Warmed up our hands.
Warmed up your hands. My hands were warm already.
And now it is glorious weather. We have unlayered already.
19 degrees. And we're off now to Thurso, 110 miles. So after our first stop to charge batteries and set ourselves up properly for the day, have some breakfast, which was pretty poor actually. We set off to Thurso, and these were just 3 of the bridges that you cross on the way on the A9. It's just a lovely part of the world, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think that is one of the great things about going to Scotland, whether you're camping or whether you're in a hotel or however. We only decided while we were in the camp the night before where we were going to go because there is so much choice.
There is a lot of choice. We knew that we were going to go far. We didn't know exactly where until we figured out the route. And yeah, you knew it was going to be ambitious. I don't think you quite expected it was going to be back at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I had a little inkling that might be the case when you started off with, well, it depends how long you want to be out. Because I found a route, but it might be a long one.
But look at the weather, look at just the scenery, and this is the east coast of Scotland, along the NC 500. It's arguably not even the most interesting part, yet it was just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful.
It was. To see Scotland in sunny, nice weather, you have to make a day of it.
Yeah, you definitely do. We were quite lucky because as much as there were a few camper vans on the road, it wasn't jam-packed with camper vans. There were quite a few bikes out though.
There were quite a few bikes out, and one thing, if anybody's got any hints or tips for us on where we can eat and where the nice biker cafes are in some of these places, then please drop a comment and let us know, because we are both sick of McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see another Big Mac for a while. However, I'll probably have a few more in my immediate future.
Yes, on our next trip, probably.
I love this piece of road here, this stretch coming down the corner. So yeah, by Helmsdale, and then actually further on by Berrydale, there's a similar piece of road as well, and it's just fun. And on a beautiful day like this, it's just, you just feel like, and I've said this before actually on a different video, you just feel like this is exactly where I need to be right now.
Yeah, that freedom and that peace and just nice scenery wherever you go.
Yeah, here we are actually now coming up to Berrydale, similar stretch of road.
The route we did start off a little bit later. It did take us quite a while to get started on the morning. We didn't really use enough time for packing up the tent because we had an appalling night's sleep.
It was a bad night's sleep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What was wrong with the night's sleep? What happened there, Michelle?
Somebody picked a really bad pitch.
What do you mean by really bad?
Like bumpy and rocks, etc. I mean, I'm sure that it did ask for some guidance to see if it worked, but
maybe somebody else trusted your judgment.
Well, more fool them.
Just come off the NC 500 and we're off to Thurso, so we're not actually going to go past John O'Groats. We've still got like another 11 and a half hours left.
Yep.
So we 28 minutes, about half an hour away from Thurso, but we decided to sort of cut across to save some time, otherwise it would add an extra hour, and bearing in mind it is now 12 o'clock, still 11 and a half hours left.
Quite some time. Yeah. But the roads have been absolutely gorgeous on the way, so beautiful views.
It's been lovely so far. I mean, this continues in the A9 because that one's A90, so this now actually continues in A9.
And then once we get to Thurso, just a bit past where we turn off, I think it's going to be lovely.
And some new roads that we haven't seen yet on the bike.
Some new roads we haven't been on yet. So looking forward to that.
Where we were stopped there, just where we turned off from the A9, if you look to the right, there's a standing stone. Is it called a Baldu standing stone? I think is the name. I might have the name wrong. Yeah, there's a standing stone off to the right in the field.
I know. You kill lots of animals constantly. I wash my helmet now. Yeah, you've got to. The cost,
So another tip for riding around in the summer: good helmet spray.
You mean visor cleaner?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, at least for the rider. Turns out the pillion doesn't need it so much.
I had at least 3 bugs during this trip on my visor.
Good for you.
I'll have you know. And one splattered right at the front.
Well, you mean as opposed to the back of the helmet?
No, the side.
You know, it flew around and thought, well, I missed it. Damn it.
Well, it got past you, thought it was in luck.
You must have been keeping your head out.
It was not in luck.
We were quite lucky here actually, because this is a train on the far north line, and we, pure dumb luck, we just happened to be there at the same time as it, and probably for a good 20 minutes at least we were running sort of side by side with it.
Yeah.
So we were having some fun and waving at them, and I was never going over the speed limit yet, genuinely. I'm not just saying that for the sake of the video. I wasn't going over the speed limit, but it was fun to sort of stay at the speed limit, still riding to the condition of the road, and just have fun along the road while staying with the train all the way.
Yeah, it was really quite interesting actually when we were there, and some people did wave back.
Yeah, there was a guy, you'll not be able to see him, but somewhere in the middle, near the middle, who did wave. Yeah, but it was just really good timing.
It was. We do find even though it's not a really sporty bike, it's not a bright colour or anything like that, but kids do love waving. Oh,
kids love
at
it.
Bikes.
Yeah, you ride past a group of kids or a couple of kids, and then they do the throttle motion with their hand. They want you to rev it.
Yeah, it is good to see.
Yeah, so this I was googling to see how fast that train actually goes, and it doesn't say, except there's one section of the track. Now, it's not a section that we went past here, but there is a section of the entire track that's been upgraded to 75 miles an hour.
Right.
But just that little section around this farm. But yeah, obviously it's not that.
I thought it was just because it was further away, it looked like it was going slower. So I didn't think you were actually going faster than it.
Well, obviously I was. Obviously I beat a train. Obviously I'm faster on my bike than a train. And I will hear nothing else about it.
I know, pal, I know. You were going faster than the train.
Thank you, let's acknowledge that.
It did feel like we were going faster than the train, but I did think it was some kind of optical illusion.
We were on a single track road. It was fun. It was fun to sort of play with the train.
It was good.
And the landscape there, I mean, that must be quite a nice train journey, going all the way from the north. I think it goes quite far down. I think it goes to Hartlepool, possibly even further past.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not as nice as a bike ride though.
No, absolutely not. So this is us just coming into Kinbrace, just a little place. Nearly didn't go down there. It was sort of last minute I looked at the GPS and then thought, oh, we should probably go down there.
I always find we end up turning around where we've taken a wrong route when we need to be somewhere.
When we need to be
or
quick.
We're in a hurry.
Well, that's Sod's Law, isn't it?
Yeah. Unless you're just under pressure more then.
More haste.
Yes.
Less haste, more speed.
Bye-bye, train.
Yeah, so off away from Kinbrace, still following single track. We must have been doing a good 160 miles at least, maybe 170 miles on single track road.
Right. I mean, it's the first I've seen some of this road, I'll be honest, because it was back in Skye for me. I was in dreamland for some of this.
I don't know how you could sleep along here.
Well, it's not on purpose.
Well, we've just stopped for a little bit of a sugar rush to wake somebody up. Not sure which one of us that was.
Not me, luckily.
So, where actually are we?
Just a few miles away from Loch Naver. So this is the B873. You see single track road with passing places. But we've got Loch Naver behind us. So
Gorgeous place to stop.
absolutely beautiful. And the road is just immense. Such a great road to ride.
And the rain has so far stayed off, although the clouds are not looking in our favour.
Yeah.
I did feel like I felt a drop or two earlier, but I'm going to chance not putting my waterproofs back on because I do like to be able to move.
Well, fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we'll be okay. Famous last words.
I mean, why did he say that? So, see you soon.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
I think the biggest thing that I would say to anybody who is planning to do long trips, you definitely don't think about it as much as I do, but snacks. Plenty of snacks, because we stopped there. We didn't stop for too long. I probably had nearly a full pack of Haribo.
You did, yeah.
And then I was raring to go again, and I was fine actually for the rest of the trip. After that, you sometimes forget about eating unless you're hungry, so you'll feel tired until I normally force feed you some sugar in some way. But it does make a huge, huge difference to how you feel.
But I mean, that's what it should be, really. You eat when you're hungry.
Yeah, but sometimes your body needs that boost or that energy if you've had little sleep.
I mean, you could live on Haribos and crisps probably.
And chocolate, though. I wouldn't discriminate.
You're an equal opportunity snacker.
I am indeed. No, I would miss a steak.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So this is Lairg, and quite a nice little place actually. If we go a little bit further on, I thought the other side of it was nicer. But yeah, cute little place.
It was nice. Is this where we saw the other biker as well? Or was that back at the garage?
No, that was back at the garage. That was in Thurso. So actually in Thurso we met someone, a fellow South African who's been here for a few years, and he was having fun on his bike. So this is not the Italian guy that you saw in the video.
Yes.
Steve. So Steve, if you are watching, hello mate, and I hope you've had some more fun keeping your two wheels down. You live in a beautiful part of the world to be out on a bike. If I were you, I'd be out on a bike every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he looked like he was struggling to get off the bike the same way that I do after Outer Hebrides trips. So I don't know how long he'd been riding that day.
Are you talking about the Italian or Steve?
Steve.
I
think it was, yeah.
Yeah. He had a problem with his battery. He bought a brand new battery for his bike, a GS, and the battery is a BS brand. It worked once and then it stopped working. or clearly it was a BS battery as well. Well, that's my joke for the day. No more jokes coming from me, all seriousness from here on.
Don't worry, he's only here for 5 more minutes. Boom, boom, boom.
So we were on our way towards Ullapool, and at this point thinking there's still a long day left and still a long journey left, but still enjoying it.
Yeah, it was still great. I think I was very conscious at this point with how long we had left. Not the rest of the trip while we were in Scotland or while it was light, none of that. It was known the last 2 hours to get home, if it was in the dark, on quite dull, boring roads that we've travelled on a million times, that was going to be the tiring part.
Yeah. You'll also have noticed, obviously, that we do have some audio issues in this video, not just in this video, actually in all of our videos. So we're quite open to suggestions for audio solutions that you might use yourself, because we just can't get a proper audio solution. Something that will work in the dry and the wet, that will integrate properly with the camera Insta360.
Oh, it'll absolutely have to work in the wet.
It has to work in the wet. But yeah, we've got a different center device and stuff, and it's all supposed to work, a mesh board rate, but it just doesn't work, does it?
Not well.
So open to suggestions on what audio solutions you can suggest. Feel free to put in the comments.
Yeah. The Senna does really work though. So we have the Senna intercom, and that works really well. I think we had some teething problems with it at the start, getting it set up right, and the way that we like it to be connected. So there's quite a few different options that you can have. So now we do have it set up where we can listen to music, each individual music, and then still just talk. It does mean though that you can't sing.
Yeah, no one wants to listen to that when you sing.
You know, because if you start singing, that's it. The intercom kicks in, and your music kind of dulls down in the background. So I do sometimes have to say, right, DJ Michelle, when I want to listen to my music, and I'll turn the intercom off if I know that I need to belt out a tune.
Well, the problems that we had in the beginning was because we bought the Shoei Neotech 3 helmet and the Senna integrated SRL3 when they were brand new out. I mean, at the time there was hardly any information yet about the Senna integrated comm system. So it was brand new, it was like first firmware type thing, and it was so buggy.
It was.
It just didn't work. And, you know, considering that we spent like 300 quid per intercom on top of the helmet price for what was it, about 500 the helmet or something like that. And I was just thinking 600 quid here for the intercom system when it doesn't even work.
I know,
I was so
furious.
frustrated. I was so frustrated.
The amount of hours I was having to sit in the living room with a helmet on to test the intercom.
Well, it was a small price to pay for being able to do this properly, wasn't it?
It was. It does work. It does work really, really well now.
Well, for talking to each other, but it's still recording audio. That is still an issue.
Not so great.
Yeah.
But we do need, I still haven't figured out how to set mine up so it's voice control.
What it means is voice control.
So that I can say, play this or do that.
Well, mine is set up for it, but it doesn't work.
Ah.
So you're supposed to be able to say, hey, Senna, and then give it some commands.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't work.
Well, we might have to message them about that, because that's why anytime if you see your stop that I get my phone out. I think we saw earlier when that biker was there, and I'm literally just trying to turn my music off so I can hear. So sometimes I feel really quite ignorant when somebody talks to me at first, but I can't hear a word they're saying until I turn my music off.
I sometimes... Sorry, what did you just say?
Game over.
I sometimes struggle hearing what you say because I just don't listen. But that's more willful. That's more deliberate.
Selective.
Selective is the word I'm
hearing,
looking for.
you definitely have. If I say, do you want to go on a bike ride, you'll hear that all right.
Well, of course. Yeah, of course. Actually, this whole trip was done with a sticky throttle as well. So my throttle has been sticking now for months actually, and it's been into the shop a few times, never been able to fix it. They've tried different things and it's always, works for a little bit and then the stickiness comes back, and this entire trip was done with a sticky throttle. My wrist was sore because it sticks, or it's stuck right at the start of opening the throttle, so you've got to really control it to be able to open it smoothly. So if you're going a bit slower and you want to get the throttle just right, it sort of suddenly jerks and it jumps, and it was a nightmare. However, a couple of days ago, it went back in the shop. They had it for a few hours. It's come back out and it's like brand new.
We hope. You have thought this before, so I really hope that this is the time.
No, this one actually feels different, and what they've done this time, I think, will have made the difference. So they've actually fixed it at the throttle body this time. So yeah, I'm confident that it's going to work. But now I just want to get out on a bike and, and go and test it. This is my excuse now. I need to go and test the throttle.
And we have very limited time at the moment because we have a big trip coming up.
Yeah.
So we are working as hard as we can to get everything done and out of the way so that we can just enjoy this big long trip.
I loved this, but coming down here
gorgeous.
with the sky and the water and everything and the greenery and everything just looked perfect and beautiful, and yeah, it was just nice, wasn't it?
It was wonderful. It was really, really nice being out in the sun and in the warm.
Now this is actually coming up to my old stomping ground. 25 years ago when I came to the UK, I travelled around the UK for a couple of years first, and I lived in Ullapool for some time. I also lived in Inverness, so this whole sort of area, the Highlands, travelled a lot. I mean, we did the NC 500 long before it was a thing. We would do that entire route pretty much in a day, long before it was a thing. I remember the day when I bought a new car. So this is probably going back to about 2001 or something. Lived in Inverness, 2003. Lived in Inverness, and bought a new car. Got it in the afternoon, probably around 12 o'clock or something, and then decided to just take it out for a drive. Just a new car, let's go for a drive type thing. And we went round, started off in Inverness, actually took the A9, went to John O'Groats, and then we went further. So we practically did the NC 500, came back along Ullapool, so on the western side, the actual NC 500 route, came back by Ullapool, back to Inverness, just to take the car out for a drive.
And he hasn't changed.
I haven't changed. No,
Just changed from 4 wheels to 2.
Well, that seems like being more efficient to me. It's all about, being more ecologically friendly. Well, I use less rubber. So I'm doing my bit for the planet, thank you.
So if you see us in a Flintstone car next year...
Which you will not. Which you will not. I just love this part of the world, though. The entire Highlands, and especially the west coast of Scotland, is just my favourite place.
So which was your favourite road of this trip?
Well, we were in a few different roads there, of course, coming down the sort of spine. But that whole sort of section. Look at the bugs.
Well, the sun is still out.
It is. Some blue sky, some cloud. But we did think it was going to rain earlier, but it hasn't yet.
Yet. We are still in Scotland, in sun, in Ullapool.
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 So it's 5:15 at the minute. The plan was to go from here to Fort William and then sort of cut across from there past Glencoe, then to the northeast of England. However, since it's 5:15 now, and that would have been like another 7.5 hours without stopping. We're just going to go to Inverness, get in the A9, and then go back that way. It's be about 6.5 hours without stopping, so we save about an hour. So if we include stops, it's probably still going to be 2 o'clock in the morning before we're back. And I've got commitments tomorrow morning.
You have.
So we've got to be sensible about it.
And we couldn't get a snack here, so we will have to stop again to get a snack.
Yeah, the plan was to get a coffee and a snack here. Couldn't get a coffee. Got a Coke. No snack. And but it's been incredible so far.
It has been a really, really good day.
Yeah. And it's more to come.
Amazing views.
Yeah, more to come there, because the road from here to Inverness is nice as well.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. It's been a long day, a lot more to go.
Yeah.
But it is good.
It
so,
is.
see you in a bit.
Right.
Yeah, so just leaving Ullapool now. We didn't actually record that much more from the day. So we recorded Inverness a little bit, past Inverness, halfway along the A9. But we didn't record everything. A, because we ran out of memory card, but B, just because it was just such a long day that we didn't get to record everything.
It was a really long day. I think, thinking back on it now, we did set off too late. We set off later than we wanted to, and we had a bit of a error with the charging banks. So one of the charging banks had run out of battery during the night, and I don't think it was long in, so my phone wasn't actually charged the next day, which I needed for music and emergencies, etc. So that's why we did have to go to the McDonald's, and we were there later than we wanted to be. So really, for 30 miles on the morning, we didn't then set off properly on the trip until 10:30ish, which did set us back a little bit. But you live and you learn.
Well, the power bank was fully charged, but it turned out to be faulty, and that's why it ran out. So, yeah. So back to familiar views of where we were this morning. I mean, we even had a couple this morning as well walking across the zebra crossing there.
We upgraded this time though, because neither of us could stand to go back to McDonald's.
Yeah, we ended up in Costa instead, didn't we?
Yes.
Well, here we are, near enough back to where we started.
Close enough, hour away from completing the loop. And it is now just gone 25 past 7.
Yep.
So another 5.5 hours without stopping. So yeah, after midnight.
Wish us luck.
Yeah, it's been a long day, bit more to come, but so far so good because the weather is still nice.
Yeah.
So catch you in a bit.
Aye.
Yeah, so we left Inverness, got on the A9. The A9 now is a frustrating piece of road. When I used to live in Inverness, it wasn't the same, but now it's practically the entire stretch between Inverness and Perth is just 50 mile. It's national speed limit, but average speed cameras, and it is just frustrating.
Well, obviously you would want to only do the speed limit though anyway.
No, absolutely, but you're constantly. I don't have cruise control on the bike, so I'm constantly just watching, and thinking, right, well, I've overtaken a car, so now I need to slow down a little bit, and it's just more tiring.
So, top 3 things that you think of as a rider when you're out. And I wonder how different they are to me as a pillion.
Top 3 things. So cruise control would be nice.
I mean, when you're actually just out, is that what you think of?
Oh, that I think of. I just focus on the road. I just concentrate, and just my mind sort of just resets, and I just focus on the ride.
The enjoyment side, I meant.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Well, we made it.
We made it. We're back. It is now 10 to 2, and we have just got back. As you can see, I'm really tired. Really just
Freezing.
I'm not too cold actually.
I was just freezing. The heating's on boost.
Yeah.
The coffees are in the microwave.
are ready for bed now. But that's been just about 1,000 miles since Friday, 2 o'clock when we left.
Yeah. So kind of since yesterday morning, but not since yesterday morning now.
Yeah.
Now that we're on Sunday.
So a full day and a half.
Yeah.
So 36 hours. So not quite an Iron Butt challenge. I'll be 1,000 miles over 24 hours. But 1,000 miles over 36 hours.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind last night, we didn't get a great sleep. It was freezing cold.
And bumpy.
And bumpy. So we kept waking up. But it's been an incredible day though, hasn't it?
It has been an incredible day. And it's going to be an incredible sleep.
It won't be that. It won't be that.
Bye.
So, cheerio.
So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye.